Hello YouTube, welcome to EV Guy Canada. I am the EV Guy and this is my Tesla. So this is a quick little sneak peek at the next version of the FSD Beta Tracker, well, the evolution of the FSD Beta Tracker that I've been working on. And I know that that Elias with the FSD Beta Tracking Community project he's been working on used the original version that I had as inspiration to build something for himself. So good job, Elias. Shout out to you. And also thanks for the mentions from Cyberlift about it. But we are going to keep moving forward with the version that I'm working on, and I just wanted to give a little sneak peek here to the next version. Now, I still have some spacing and layout issues to work on here, but I've moved off of a Google Sites platform that gave me I didn't have any control for doing any back-end coding there. So I've moved to a dedicated server in the cloud with a database attached so we can start putting some power behind this. So this is on the new server, and this is using a different layout framework that I'm learning. It's something new to me, but that's why I've got some tweaking to do. But the big deal is I have some interaction that I didn't have before that we're starting to improve upon, and I'll show it to you now. So at the beginning of the drive, you'll have to hit start. So there we go. It has started. Again, like I said, I got textizing and stuff to work on. But so now it's going to start keeping a log. It'll have a start time, and then when you're done, at the end, you'll hit stop, and it'll do a difference, and that's the amount of time of the trip. You'll also have the ability, once we hit stop, to put in some more summary information. As we're driving along, we are going to, every time you log something, so right now this is just a demo, but if I had a disengagement right now, I would hit that, and you can see down here, every time I hit one of these buttons, it's logging this. Now, this is not what we'll see in the final product. This is just for me. But it's very cool because if I zoom in here, we can see it tells me which button I clicked. So start time was the first one. The second one was D1, so that is the first disengagement one. Gives me a timestamp. I'm going to add a date to it, and then I'm checking to see what GPS information I have. So I don't have heading available. Too bad. I was hoping we would. Accuracy doesn't really matter. Altitude doesn't matter. But so it looks like all I get is, this is my first test while we're driving, is latitude and longitude. But that is very good, though. That's really exciting that I can grab that. So every time you make an update to or click one of these buttons, it's going to log the actual event with the date, the time, and the location. So I think that's pretty exciting, actually. And then I've put some things together, and I've added one other thing. So courtesy and comfort issues, I've put that into one category. I was having too much of an issue in reality, trying to decide what is courtesy, what's comfort. It sort of all, in my mind, should just fall under one category. So I did that. So we have safety issues, courtesy and comfort issues. And then I've added, because there's so many times that we're driving along, and when I'm really impressed with something, it does a maneuver that maybe it's had struggled with before or anything like that, I'll often give it the thumbs up. And so now we're actually going to track that. So now we're going to track the thumbs up. So every time you want to, oh, that did something good, that did something good. Now I've got a location, a time, and the category. So all of that stuff is being logged now in this new version. And then at the end, when we're done, and at the end of your drive, you'll hit stop. It'll hit a timestamp, so now it'll know the total duration of the time of the drive. And it'll present, once we've done that, it'll present a much nicer looking than this, but a summary, and give you the opportunity to put in a couple of other pieces of information, which would be the distance. So a lot of different ways we could do it. I'm thinking that we could just update the odometer, or you just manually put in the distance. I haven't quite decided how to handle that piece, but then that way we'll know the number of issues per kilometer or per mile, as well as per time. Also thinking that I'll add in a pause, so that while you're driving, if you end up pulling on the side of the road, or you're, I don't know, stuck at a train crossing for a long time or something, and you want to stop the timer, that you'll be able to pause it. So this is the sneak peek, a little look behind the curtain while we're moving forward with development. And then once all this starts logging, you'll have your own, each person who uses the system will have their own account that they log into. So you will be able to see, the history of all of your drives. So I'm just going to pause my thought process while I pay close attention to the roundabout. That was very good. Yeah, so, man, it comes so close to those curbs as we come out of the roundabouts, but anyway, never hits it. So, yeah, but back to what I was talking about. So, everybody who uses this will have their own login, and they'll have a dashboard. So, this is just a template, but I will have some sort of summary information here that shows your individual statistics, as well as the ability to look at each individual drive, as well as a community statistics page. So you'll have your individual statistics, you'll have community statistics, and then the actual tracker. Now that stuff you saw on the screen there is boilerplate template stuff for the layout. But anyway, that's sort of a quick little sneak peek. What was one other thing? The other thing I wanted to mention is what I'm going to be doing is I'll be logging all of the information during a drive in the browser. So we're going to be using sort of the memory of the browser as we're driving. So you don't need an internet connection while you're driving. You'll want the connection when you log in and start out, but once you have the beta tracker on your screen, you won't actually need your connection anymore. So you can just drive without an internet connection, log all your stuff, and then at the end, when you hit stop, that's when you're going to want to reconnect. Is you'll hit stop, you'll put in your distance, and when you want to save it, you'll obviously need an internet connection again. But we're going to keep all of that stuff operating in the car, in the browser, while you're driving, so that if you don't have an internet connection package, or you don't want to set up the hotspot on your cell phone or whatever, that doesn't matter. It's not going to be dependent upon it. And obviously, the fact that we're bringing in the location information, that gives us all kinds of interesting opportunities on a reporting we can find problem areas. If we have beta testers that are taking similar routes and stuff, we can maybe overlay the data on Google Maps, or there's a lot of opportunities there to make the interface really cool and the reporting really cool. So pretty excited about being able to add that in as well. So I think I'll probably be quiet for the rest of this trip here. So, and as far as the icons go, this may change. I'm using just something called Font Awesome for the icons. So I'm kind of limited as to what's available, but I hope you guys are okay with these things. You know, this just sort of universal signal for something that's, you know, is banned or doesn't work or whatever, for a disengagement, just a caution icon for when you're intervening. And then the little camera button is mimicking the reporting camera button that we have up here. So that's for the other issues. I figured that kind of made sense. And then pretty obvious with the thumbs up. So I'm okay with this. I hope you guys are. Went through a lot of different ideas, silly things that you spend time on, but they're somewhat meaningful. So oh yeah, this version, by the way, is not, you know, definitely not complete yet. You won't be able to start hitting these until you've hit start. I just haven't programmed that in yet. Nice, perfect. Yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting how the first few times it struggled with that corner, and it's just getting better. I believe that there's nothing happening, you know, that there's no local improvements in the software between versions, but somehow it feels like it's learning. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that obviously changes from drive to drive. That would be another courtesy intervention there. Yeah, a lot of stuff changes from drive to drive. You've got lighting conditions, you have weather conditions, you've got traffic conditions. They all influence how the car is going to behave and make decisions. So sometimes I think in our heads we believe there are improvements when in reality it's just responding to different inputs, different factors. So I didn't track this drive properly, but if I did, I think we just had one more. That was for the train, leaving the train crossing. So 3 interventions all the way to work. So anyway, guys, that's just my quick little summary of where I'm at with the FSD Beta Tracker. I'm not going to give any timeline estimates right now because, you know, this is a hobby. I'm doing this on the side, and I'm, you know, quite busy with my real job. So, yeah, we will just we'll keep you updated as things go along. Hopefully, it's not too long in the future. You know, maybe I should do the regular Elon Musk 2 weeks. This will be ready in 2 weeks. Anyway. We'll see how it goes. I appreciate all the support. Take it easy, guys.